How did you know something was happening over there?
I'm the president of the Dunedin Highlanders semi-pro football team. My daughter and I were out around the city trying to scout fields for our players to have some workouts. We were driving back home. We live here at the far end of the street, and we saw the fire, obviously, and we immediately got out of the car, and my daughter called 911. I called out the address, and she called. I went to the front door. It was open, and it was the back right corner of the house was fully engulfed. I did consider going in, however, it would not have been the right decision. I called out repeatedly if there's anyone in the house. I did hear an older male calling out that he was there, but his voice was fairly faint. I did see his outline. He was probably about 20 feet from me, and it was complete fire behind him. I made a decision not to go in, and I stand by it was the right decision, but I kept yelling out to him to keep coming toward my voice. That went on for about a minute and a half, and then I didn't hear him anymore. My daughter, one of the neighbors, and myself went to the back of the house. There was fire coming out the back right corner window. My daughter secured the dog that was in the backyard, so the dog is safe. We broke open the back window to see if maybe that's a closer way to him. Unfortunately, it wasn't. Couldn't see him. We came back around the front side of the house, and that's when the Dunedin Fire came, and I informed them of the location of the man and the last place I heard him, and they went and got him out.
And I mean, just knowing that you're so close to him, that had to. What's that feeling like when you're so close to him?
Well, it's a tough decision, and you know, a little background. I was in law enforcement in Ohio for 15 years, so I'm aware of critical situations. You know, and as a cop, it was always let the firemen go in and play with the fire. Mm-hmm. But being only 20 feet from a man who was, you know, at the verge of death, it's a difficult decision. However, I knew firefighters were on their way, and there's no doubt, even in hindsight, that if I would have went in, I would have succumbed because there was intense fire, heat. There were smolders coming off of the ceiling. So we had to play it out the way we did. Unfortunately, I did hear that the man's cat had passed away in this fire.
And you said it was the back right portion of the house.
Correct.
Was it the house on fire? Was it somebody said it was a tree that?
Oh well, the tree probably caught on fire, but the house was for sure on fire.
And there was. I'm not trying to get you to be the fire investigator, but as far as you could tell, there was nothing particularly
evident. At that moment, there was nothing that was out of the ordinary. You know, in speaking with neighbors, he is an older gentleman, has some mobility issues. There's going to be a variety of things that I don't want to speculate on. I want to let the firemen do what they do best and investigate, and I'm sure this should be pretty clear cut for them.
Makes sense. Wow, adrenaline.
Whew. 0 to 100 like this. Literally, we turned the corner and we're driving home, and it's like, whoa, fire. Okay, park, get out. And interestingly, some of the neighbors came up to me after this scene was kind of dying down, and you know, they said all they saw was me coming out, jumping out of the blue SUV, and they didn't know what was going on. So thankfully, it worked out the way, and a man didn't lose his life today. Hopefully, my understanding, he was transported to a medical facility for evaluation. But when they got him out, he was breathing. So that is a very positive sign. And his dog didn't die in the fire, so that's another real great positive as well. Awesome. I will say, just in closing, this kind of event should remind everybody, make sure that your smoke detectors have fresh batteries, that they're newer than 10 years old. Make sure you have fire extinguishers in your house. And ladies and gentlemen, make sure that you're taking care of your elderly neighbors and your family members, because this man by himself, lack of mobility, could have died today, which would have been a tragedy. Every day is a gift, and appreciate those times, because it could change like